What's up, guys? I am Destiny. I forgot I have music on. Gotta play that Bryson Tiller. What's up, guys? This is so awkward to do by myself. A while back, when I was a freshman in college, I took a sociology class my first semester. $200! Worth it! No, just kidding. I didn't even read the damn book, but it was cool. Okay, but if you're gonna pay $200 for a book, you should obviously just have an A. Or it should take your final or something. Or you should just sleep in or something. I don't know. But if you're gonna pay $200, I could buy $200 worth of other shit than this book that they could give out for free like they do in high school. Like, just throwing it out there. In my sociology class, we had to choose questions and challenge questions that were happening in politics and associate it with the concepts that we were taught. One of the biggest questions that I felt was the most important at that time in 2013. Does gay marriage ruin the meaning of marriage? This has been a pressing question because this is what actually led to the ruling in the Supreme Court, June 26, 2015, that gay marriage would be legalized in all states in the US. So for those of you that are probably open-minded and genius, you guys know that gay marriage is marriage. Does gay marriage ruin the true meaning of what marriage should be? This question has kind of been the reason why the Supreme Court went back and forth when it came to legalizing gay marriage, because some believed that gay marriage was valid and gay marriage was real and gay marriage had the same tradition and values as regular marriage, as some people saw as like a kind of like an insult towards the meaning of marriage. To see if gay marriage would ruin marriage, you have to figure out what is even the definition of marriage. Back in 2013, according to the ruling Court Appeals of Kentucky in November, it stated that the true definition of marriage was between a man and a woman. That's stupid. A lot of people that were against gay marriage used the following arguments: the concept of what marriage was supposed to be, religion, and the effects of gay marriage that would have on a family and their lifestyle. To tackle this, we're gonna start out with what is marriage. There's different types of marriages. Unfortunately, there's child marriages where children get sent off with a random man that they don't know and they're forced to marry and forced to be a wife to. According to 2001, 1.5 million girls in India were married under the age 15. The thing about this is, in countries such as India and Nigeria and Central Africa, this is legal. Child marriage. They can be 15 years old, maybe younger, and married off to men that are over the age of 18. Which is sad, because when I was 15, I wasn't even worried about dating. I was just going to school and just doing stupid stuff and playing Guitar Hero. And these girls are forced to be wives and mothers after that. A different type of marriage, polygamy. Now, I know we hear about rappers having their side chick, their main chick, their other side chick, their baby mama, all that stuff. But an article from the New York Times told the story of Cody Brown. He has 4 wives and 17 children. He was on Sister Wives, that TLC show. So, it just shows that people have different types of marriages and people believe in. I mean, for me, I always thought marriage was monogamous, but I mean, it's legal for him to have 4 wives, and it used to be illegal for me to just have 1. Since there's different type of marriages, there's also straight marriage, which is common. Countries with the highest divorce rate, we'll do the top 3. Hungary, Portugal, and Belgium. Belgium's number 1. The US is coming in at 10, with a divorce rate of 53%. I guess straight marriage isn't really doing too good. Next topic, the argument of religion. A lot of people love to use the Bible for their own benefit. Before I get into the Bible, you have to understand the Bible was written thousands of years ago. It has a different interpretation of what it means now, and everybody interprets it differently. I just want you guys to keep an open mind, because we all have our own beliefs, we all interpret things differently, and we have all our own opinions and our own ideas. So please, be open-minded. And if you're not, you can gladly disagree and you can walk away from this video right now. If you don't agree with this, or you just hate gay people, you should probably just like why you gotta watch the channel? You see it says gay code. It says gay code, right? And that means that there's gay people on it. So you should probably find like a straight code, or you can watch girl code, or maybe guy code. But this is gay code, so it's okay. It's okay. You can leave unless you're trying to like gay people. Then by all means stay. Okay, we'll give you a hug. Welcome to the club. It's cool. You get a free pin. I mean, I don't know. I'm kidding. Anyway, back. The Bible was actually one of the biggest debate when it came to legalizing gay marriage, because a lot of people did believe that, you know, that marriage was a sacrament and it was a gift from God. And I truly believe that, because I myself am religious, but I believe that God, as long as two people are truly in love, then why can't they be together? A lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, love to use this verse. In Leviticus chapter 18 verse 12, it states the following: "You shall not lie with a male as one lies with a female. It is an abomination." This was the most stated Bible verse, I swear to God, to me when I was coming to terms with coming out. And at first I used to really be afraid of this verse because it's in the Bible. Like, you can't argue with the Bible, right? In Leviticus chapter 19 verse 27, "You shall not round off the hair on your temples or mar the edges of your beard." So basically, it was a sin to get a haircut. Couldn't get a haircut, that's out. That's like Becky with the good hair. Chapter 25, verse 44. "As for your male and female slaves whom you may have, you may also buy from among the strangers who sojourn with you." Basically, Leviticus was like, alright, you can't be gay, but you also can't cut hair, but you can have slaves. You're probably asking yourself, Destiny, what about the people that don't believe in God or are atheists? I got you covered. Alright. I didn't make it to college for nothing. The famous Establishment Clause, written by Thomas Jefferson, which is our First Amendment, right? Which states the separation between religion and state. I believe in God. I go to church. I pray. I've been to Bible study. I've done it all. I've been to Catholic school. I've done all the sacraments. Someone that is a believer also believes in this. Believes in that not everybody's going to believe in what I believe in. Therefore, why should my religion force upon someone when we have this First Amendment right? Gay marriage will have an effect on families and lifestyle. I've heard marriage was created for men and women to reproduce. Now, I don't believe that, because sex was created to reproduce, not marriage. Marriage is a more sacred ceremony that you share with someone, knowing that you're going to love them for the rest of your entire life. You can make a baby with anybody, but you can't just marry anybody. There's women that want to focus on their careers, or there's women that just can't bear children. That doesn't mean that their marriage is any less valid than somebody that's gay. Another argument: homosexual parents. See what I did with the emojis? Another argument is that if a child is raised by two men or two women, that child will come out with a bad life, or resent their parents, or just be raised to be gay. A lot of people have weird theories. From a Boston University article written by Rich Barlow, it talked about Siegel and Perrin's report. Also cites 3 studies done in the US and in Europe. 2 involving lesbian mothers, and the 3rd one involving a man and a woman. Those studies found no difference in outcomes for the children as compared to children with homosexual parents. Which means it doesn't matter if you're a man and a man, a woman and a woman, or a man and woman, as long as you are there as a parent and you love them and you nurture them, that does not change the outcome of how your child will turn out, gay or straight. And a child will not turn out gay because it's raised by homosexual parents, because you are not taught to be gay. You're born gay. If anything, that child will be more open-minded and more confident about their own sexuality, because they can be open about it. being gay does not define who you will be as a parent. 2010, there was 74.2 million children living in the U.S. And how many were there in foster care? There's 402,378 children without families, without Christmases, without birthdays. Even though gay marriage can't necessarily reproduce, although you can, just differently, we can be adopting children that are without families and give them a loving home and be better parents to them than their actual parents that were actually straight. Yeah, I'm getting deep for a minute. The definition of marriage, religion, and will it affect the family and lifestyle? I know we have been blessed for the U.S. to be legalized in all 50 states that I can get married to the girl of my dreams and Kanui can get married to the man of his dreams. But I know a lot of you are already thinking that the U.S. is already legalized. Like, why should we care? You know, there's still other countries that where you can get persecuted and killed for being gay, such as Saudi Arabia, Nigeria, Afghanistan, Sudan, and Iran. It's scary to think that here I can go out and go kiss a girl and scream that I'm gay at the top of my lungs in Southern California in 2016. But if I go to Afghanistan or Saudi Arabia, I can get killed for being who I am. It's a big wake-up call, and that's why we made Gay Code. I don't like serious things, okay? I'm not a serious person. But that's why we made Gay Code, because we know people in other countries can't be as out and open as we are. Hell, even in other states in the U.S., they're still very old school and they still don't like it when gay people show any type of PDA, even if it's just holding hands. This was a presentation that I held dear to my heart. It had such a huge impact on me for two reasons. One, I came out to my entire class when I presented this because it hit home. It was really close to my heart, this subject, and I came out to an entire group of people, including my teacher, who had a big impact on my grade. I came out to everyone in that entire class, not fearing the consequences, not fearing the judgment, and not fearing the fact that my teacher herself could have been homophobic. She wasn't, but she could have been. And that could have affected how I scored in my class. That's huge because when I was a freshman in high school, I could never imagine even telling my parents. The second thing is that in the beginning of the class, we were discussing different issues. We were discussing marijuana, politics, and gay marriage. And I remember she asked the class who was against gay marriage. And I'll never forget that 3 hands were raised. And I don't know their names, but I definitely know their faces. When I presented this presentation, she asked that same question at the end, and nobody raised their hand after my presentation. And for me to have such a positive impact on not just the gay community, but also the straight community, and to have them look at things differently, that is why I created Gay Code. I know you guys are used to our fun videos, but I really wanted to make a serious video to not only show that we are credible, but that this is something that's dear to our heart. And Gay Code is supposed to be a safe place where you can come watch us, be silly, and be open, but also be proud of who we are, because it took a lot for me to get here, and I know it took a lot for you guys too. So thank you. Peace out, Girl Scout. Beiges. So, before you guys attack me, alright, I got my sources cited, alright? If you're trying to fight me, let's go. Let's go in that comment section, alright? We're gonna go. I gotta get cheesy with it. I gotta do this, you know, I gotta look like I'm doing I'm being real ass YouTuber shit right now. This is some real shit. I'm adding a gay flag and all of it. So, you see the effort and the editing and the time? You're welcome.
Yeah, what you want from me? Not just anybody. I'm not just anybody.